Hello, this is Jeff Williams with Guitar 21. Thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. Today we are going to look at the comparison of these two dual guitar bags. Got a mono and a Gator. I'll tell you what I do like and don't like about them. I have links in the description to the individual reviews, which is a little more detail about the specific bags individually. This is going to be a short video that just highlights the differences and why I prefer what I prefer. I'll say the number one difference here, so that it's not exactly an apples to apples comparison, is this mono bag is a hollow body. It's an M80-2H, so it can hold one solid body in the back and a hollow body in the front. This Gator bag, which I've owned now for a year and a half or so, don't remember what the model number is two electrics, solid body electrics. It will not hold a hollow body. I've tried. Maybe if you had one of the smaller Gibson hollow bodies, not the 335, but was it the 338 or something, that might fit in there. I don't know, smaller Gretsch or something perhaps, but a full-blown Riviera or 335 style guitar will not fit in this bag. So the quick highlights, other than the size difference. The handle's basically the same, except the thing that I like on the Gator bag better is it has a handle right here on the front. And that is surprisingly useful at times when you're moving stuff around on the stage. It's got a back handle and a front handle, so you can actually pick the thing up to move it around. Super convenient, especially when it's heavily loaded with a Les Paul, maybe two Les Paul style guitars, and it's got some extra weight. This right here is super useful. The mono does not have that because the mono has space here for a tick. These D-rings here are to fit their $100 backpack that would go right here, so no sense to put a handle there. I could have used the handle and just given it up if I put a tick on there, would have been my suggestion to mono, but who am I? Next major difference that I prefer on the Gator bag is the way that these pouches have a bit of a base. It's more squared here, so it comes out about an inch and then goes back. It still is hinged only part of the way, so that the bag opens like this, just like the mono bag. There's a lot of zippery going on here. The mono bag actually probably opens a little further. However, when I've got tools in here, screwdriver, when I put my in-ear monitors and those sort of things in here and pack it in a little bit and then zip this shut, because it's this hinge, this clamshell or hinge style thing, it's narrow, sealed at the bottom and pinched its way over there. To me, it puts extra pressure on the things I've got in there. Whereas this pouch with a squared off base, it can only put so much force back when you zipped it closed. I prefer that. I wish that this bag had that. It would make the mono bag better to me, but it's a small difference, very small difference. I'll show inside pictures of what's inside these pouches so you can see the difference. I will say the mono bag has compartments, so several things in here kind of space to give you places to put like a screwdriver, whereas this is just a big open pocket. That might be an advantage or disadvantage to you depending on how you use it. The insides of them are the same in perfect. Nothing else about the interior of them. They both have a big thick neck block that the guitar neck rests on to keep the head off of just touching the back. This one claims that that's a more stable and serious part of their system, and it has Velcro to hold it there. This one doesn't have the Velcro to hold it there, or at least I don't have it in the bag anymore. It might have come with it, and I was like, what do I want that for? Don't remember. But I carry two Gibson style headstocks pointing at each other, but I don't check this on planes. I don't throw it into moving vans or touring buses or things like that. I put it in my own vehicle and transport it, so I'm not afraid of the pressures and damage of things banging around in there. They don't move. I don't say the guitar moves. But this one supposedly would advertise itself as more stout in that regard. It's one of their marketing points. And say that they can carry two Gibson style guitars, whereas these people say you can't, though my practical personal experience is you can if you're careful. And then the same rule applies down here for the pouch. This pouch has a certain depth to it. It doesn't unzip any further and probably opens up maybe even the same or slightly less than the mono bag, but it doesn't have the same pinch force when you zip it shut. So when you load things in there and you zip it, there's obviously pressure, but it doesn't feel like you're hinging and using like a fulcrum to crush whatever you've put in there. There's plenty of space to put laptop bags and things. I prefer the style of this pouch, and actually this big pocket here has a better interior organization than the mono, in my opinion. The mono is great. Zippers are fine on both. Everything seems pretty much equal. Opens up pretty far, and it does have depth to this portion of it here, which helps it. But it does, when stuff drops down, gravity pulls everything to the bottom. It's hinged. You're putting, fulcrum pressure against that down there. I just wish that was different. It's got decent organization on the inside, but I think the Gator is slightly better than that. The bottom of this is super tough. This is like truck tire. I would say this is probably wins the battle there. I can't imagine even being able to stab that with a knife easily. That's pretty tough stuff right there. And it's got the little alligator treads. The Gator has something also, it's textured. It doesn't feel like it's quite as tough as that, but I've had this bag for a year and a half, and there's nothing wrong with it. Again, I don't throw it places. I carry it in and out of clean places with some care, but it's very durable, not a problem. The other little thing that's cool about this is because the bottom of this is more squared, it will stand up. Now, I'm not putting a couple of my nice guitars in here and leaving that to stand. I have, on occasion, let it stand for a second while I turned around and did something to come back to it. But the advertised idea that it's self-standing, once it's got things in there, it's too scary to me. I have no problem leaning it back against something, though the base is very stable. But it is a little more squared at the bottom, whereas the mono is not like that. It's too rounded at the bottom, and it wouldn't even attempt to stand on its own, if that matters. This bag also has a couple of extra pouches. It's got a pouch here in the middle. It's a zipper. It puts some small things in. And then it's got the rain fly, which if you don't want the rain fly, you can use a whole nother zipper pouch. So overall, there's a lot of things about this Gator bag that I like. I wish they made a hollow body dual guitar bag, because I would have bought it probably. This was $75 cheaper than the mono. So there's just a lot of things I really like about this Gator bag. They just don't make, that I could find, a reasonable bag that's in this class that will handle a hollow body. So my comparison is, generally speaking, for my purposes, this would be the bag I would go with if it had a hollow body. These are padded and wonderful just as the mono are, but these won't go any tighter than this. And I'm not the biggest guy in the room, so this to me is a little loose when I'm wearing it. It tends to sag off of my back slightly more, hanging back this way, instead of being snugged up against my body. It doesn't bother me because, again, I'm walking in and out of church buildings, across parking lots, 100 yards at the most, so it's not a big deal. This one, in the one time I've gigged with it so far, is a little tighter and fits a little more snug around here. It also has a chest strap, which is a cool feature. If I was going to lug it through an airport or walk some great distance, if I was going to park and walk 3 blocks, some venue downtown or something, that would be really important. For what I do in and out of my car in a parking lot into a building, not really that important, but good feature to have. This also wins on having this gigantic pocket in the back here. Again, whatever's in this giant pocket is going to be against your lower back, which you can see. I can get my whole entire forearm in the length of that. I don't know about putting a big tablet in there, how that would feel wearing it if you had to walk any distance, but I put my strap with the metal strap locks on there and didn't know it was in there, forgot where I'd put it actually. So it's nice and thick. Everything's durable about both of them. This has to be what I would consider probably the better deal from a money standpoint, because for $350, I got mine for closer to $3. $2.99 actually. Try Reverb. For $2.99 to be able to carry a hollow body is the extra flexibility that I needed. I do prefer a lot of configurations of the Gator Bag. I just wish Gator had it in a hollow body version. I could have bought this bag to start with. It will hold a Les Paul, 2 Les Pauls, for example. I don't have to carry a hollow body. That second Les Paul will have some extra space, and I'll show a picture of one here in a moment. It would be a little bit loose in there, but again, the way I carry and transport my stuff, not a problem. But both of these bags save the day as far as me being able to carry all the guitar gear and guitars themselves on my back, and one hand for my pedal board box. And that way I got a free hand for opening doors and those sorts of things. So I think both of them are too expensive at $300 or near $300 each. But for what they are and the durability, I know the Gator's proved itself for a year and a half without even hardly a scratch. So I think both of these will last me for a long time to come. And it just depends on whether you need the hollow body or not. If you're not a hollow body guy, maybe the Gator, save a few dollars. Some of the organization's a little better. If you are or might be a hollow body guy, probably ought to get this one, and you could carry 2 Les Pauls if you needed to. All right, this has been Jeff Williams, Guitar 21. Thanks so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and hope you have a great day.